What's up guys, welcome to B.A.M.F Fabricator. Today we're going to be doing some fabrication on this mini truck tailgate. We're going to be replacing the skin on it, and then we're also going to be Frenching in the license plate into this skin and then putting it on the tailgate itself. So let's jump into the video. I've already started on this tailgate. I ground all the edges of the flanges to get this skin off, and I also sliced the top of it where it meets up with the new panel. So let me take this off. Now we have the inside of the tailgate, and what I want to do put this new one on, and the customer wants this license plate bracket to be kind of crooked on the tailgate, and we have some extra material here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to mark around this square and drop it in to where I think it's going to probably hit this brace inside here. Well, maybe not the brace. I don't want to go too far and hit these latches. So we're going to drop it in to where it's clearing these latches, mark the top of it, and then cut it to fit. So let's go ahead and mark around this license plate. That way we can get this Frenched in. I'm going to start cutting this out now, and I want to cut on the inside of the line and as straight and even as possible. Now if I have to file some of this to get that to fit, that's okay. I want it to fit really, really nice because I'm going to try to fusion weld the corners to keep the grinding down. So let's go ahead and cut this. And guys, don't forget to go to the website and get this awesome bottle opener welding helmet keychain to enter into getting that Miller Digital Infinity welding helmet. Okay, let's check and see how this fits. It's not quite fitting yet, which is better because I could file these edges down and make this fit really nice. So I need to take some material off of this side, possibly some off of there. Okay, there we go. I think that's gonna be pretty nice. Go ahead and put the tailgate on. I'm gonna go ahead and put this magnet in here. That way it gives me the right spacing that I want. It also holds that in place. Check the... Let's see if I can space it out a little bit more. Actually, I like that better. Before I mark and cut anything, I'm going to go ahead and clamp this down right where it's going to go. That way our marks are really accurate. That's pretty good right there. So I'm going to go ahead and mark around the edge of this. That way we know exactly where to cut. There we go. All right, let's see how we did here. Yeah, that fits pretty good. Before we weld this into the tailgate skin, I'm gonna weld up these corners because they're just bent up right now. By welding these corners will keep water out of inside of the tailgate. Now that our corners are welded up, let's go ahead and put this in and tack it in place. Okay, I got this all tacked up now, and I'm gonna go ahead and try to fusion weld this all the way around. This is a pretty flat panel, so I'm gonna really try to not put too much heat on it. I think it's like 16 gauge, so it should hold up pretty good, but I'm still going to do just a little bit at a time, jump around, so I don't want it to warp too much. So let's go ahead and jump on it. I was able to get this welded up with very little filler rod, so there's not a whole lot of material to take off of this while we grind it. But let's go ahead and clean this up before we actually put this skin back on the tailgate. So usually on like door skins and stuff, what happens is they give you extra material right here so you can fold it over and grab this inner structure. But unfortunately on this specific skin, it doesn't have flanges to just fold over except for on the bottom side. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to fusion weld these edges together because they meet up really nice on both sides. Fusion weld these edges together. I'm gonna have to weld the top inside corner all the way across, and then this bottom side is gonna be able to be hammered over. So let's start with one side. I'm gonna go ahead and tack this up in a few spots, move my clamps around, tack both sides, and then we'll fusion weld this thing together. So I'm getting a little bit of dirty weld on here, and I think the reason being is when I ground the other skin off, I left the flange on there because it's got spot welds on it. So I figured it'd be a good idea to leave the flange on there and then fusion weld back to that flange. But now that I'm welding on it, it seems almost as if it has maybe some type of coating in between the flange, and that's disrupting my arc. It's not causing porosity, but it is jumping onto my tungsten almost as if it's got like a galvanized coating, and it kind of smells like galvanized a little bit too. And typically on these, you know, newer trucks, I'm used to working on 75 and older, and everything's 70. In the 70s, they started putting galvanized coating on a lot of these panels so that they don't rust. And I think that's what I'm running into on this. So this isn't going to go quite as smooth as I would like it to, but I think we could still get it welded up pretty good and and then we'll just have to grind it clean. All right, now that we got that all welded, I ended up changing out my tungsten, and after that it welded pretty good. It wasn't quite as dirty and popping back on my tungsten. So I'm just going to clean these edges up on both sides before I continue welding and bending this flange over here. Okay, I got this all clamped up. I'm going to start welding the top here. Okay, so now we're on the last part, which is this flange right here. So this part usually goes pretty smooth, pretty easily. All we're going to do is we're going to use our hammer to start knocking this flange down a little bit, and then we'll put a dolly on the back side and finish it off. So I'm going to start putting my dolly on the back. All right, guys, there it is. It looks pretty good. That license plate bracket looks pretty cool on there. It took a little more time than I expected, but that's all right. Thank you guys for watching. I really appreciate all your support. Again, if you guys want to win that welding helmet, go to the website, grab you one of those welding helmet keychains, and until next time, we'll see you later.